Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Design Lab with Adam, me, in which we look at art and comics and stuff. Today I have this new graphic novel adaptation of Cormac McCarthy's The Road. Coco, shut up. Dog noise. Anyways, we should have a guest commentary from Coco. Coco, what do you think of The Road? Never mind, you're fired. All right, onward with the road. So, I think this came out this year, and Cormac McCarthy died, I think, 2019. So I don't know how much of this he saw, or if he saw any of it, or I don't know what happened. But, anyways, there was also a movie of this book. I never saw the movie, and I did listen to the audiobook of this though, more than 10 years ago. So I've completely forgotten how it ended. I kind of remembered the gist of it, but anyways. Enough said, let's get started. Art on this is by, it's not showing up very good. I'm going to have to adjust the colors because it's not showing up as well on the computer screen. Anyways, doesn't matter. Manu Larcenet, that's where I downloaded it from. Manu Larcenet, I guess this guy, I've never heard of him. I don't know where he's from either. Manu Larcenet. Maybe Portuguese? I don't know what that name is. But almost right away, I liked his art. Like, it's very detailed. I mean, so much detail. Even on the cover. And I thought it was going to be a black and white because, like, when you start reading it, it looks kind of black and whitish, or at least like tints. A lot of so much ash and smoke. Basically, this is in like a post-apocalyptic world where this guy and his son are just trying to survive and escape from all these predatory gangs and stuff. And it's very horrific landscape, very dark story. I mean, it's so bleak, and so that's why I thought black and white. I thought, oh, that would match, like kind of what we're going for here. This really bleak environment, but it's not actually in black and white. There is a bit of color, very subtle tints throughout the book, but also I liked that it's not very heavy on dialogue. There's a lot of images. So I read this in, I'm pretty sure, under an hour. And yeah, like these landscapes and stuff are just so, they're kind of abstract, but he also grounds it with a lot of, very good details when he needs to. So like, in the background, very abstract, very just generalized, but foreground characters as they need to show up. And there's a lot of like subtle horror that just slowly bubbles to the surface. I have to say, I don't like this kind of story. Like even that movie Civil War, just the idea of like near future after like if you think life's horrible now, well, here's how much worse it can get. Like I just don't like those. I mean, I can only take so much from them. I'm not a big fan of horror, and this isn't quite horror. This is more like dystopian, I guess, or science fiction. Not science fiction. There's no science fiction comic. It's just like near future after, I assume, like a nuclear war or something, in which there's not many survivors, and the ones that do survive, there's no like government. There's nothing like that. So it's really bleak, and yeah, look at these pages. This looks almost like Frank Miller to me. And that's why, again, I thought of this as like black and white. So even though I like the art a lot, I have to say, like, I would never read this again because, like, it's just like even going through it. Oh, so here's what I'm talking about. Like, just a little color makes it stand out so much more because I think actually Frank Miller did that with like a few stories, like The Babe Wore Red and other stories, and that Yellow Bastard. Like, he'll just have like one use of color throughout the entire book, and it just makes it stand out so much more. So yeah, this is a book in which I appreciated the art a lot, but I don't like the story. I mean, I don't ever want to see the movie. I feel like it's graphic enough in a graphic novel. In some ways, maybe the prose would be better. I mean, like seeing how thin they are is just like so shocking and horrific in a lot of ways. They're just literally skeletons. And yeah, so let me just go forward a bit more. I don't know if I have too much more to add. I'm not going to give away the ending. Oh, so there are these shifts into more colored areas like this, and they actually reference it. They said like, "What's this funny light? It's this huge fire." So like, it really helps you kind of see the landscape a little more clearly. But wonderful art. This must have taken him forever. I don't know how. I'd like to know how long it took him. I mean, I'd be curious to read other stuff by this guy. I mean, this artist, Cormac McCarthy. I've never read his books. Like I said, just that audiobook. And I think I saw that movie, No Country for Old Men, but I don't really have any great interest. Although I've heard him compared to Faulkner, and I was kind of thinking about Faulkner recently, but this kind of story is just not my thing. So maybe other Cormac McCarthy's a little different. I've heard him compared. I heard that book Blood Meridian's pretty good. If anyone really likes Cormac McCarthy, let me know. Actually, when I was a kid, one of my neighbors gave me a copy of one of his books, that trilogy. I forget what it's called. All the Pretty Horses or something. Never read it though. I don't know if I was a kid. I was probably in like high school or college. Yeah, so very simple story in a lot of ways, and it's kind of like I've never seen that show Walking Dead either. I think or read the comic, and I think I would never be able to make it through an entire like a comic book of like however many issues. That's just too much. Like even this is 160 pages, and I was just like I was ready to go when it was done. But I mean, I still can admire all the detail he puts into his work. I mean, I could still appreciate, like, even like this Homer Simpson. It looks like turned into some weird voodoo doll. Yeah, so there's like this hanging thing over the book because like they have one gun with initially only 2 bullets, and then only 1 bullet, and like they have to decide, should the guy kill his son? Should he? What should they do? Like it's like such a horrific world they're in, and yeah, I don't really have much more to add. I think on the art, so let me just jump to the end and not show you the end in case you want to keep it as a surprise. But nothing really else I think that I have to add. You can read it though in one sitting. I think it took less than an hour to read, and yeah, it's getting good reviews. I just, for me, not really my thing. I just like, I understand like there's entire genres composed of this kind of stuff, and you can spend your entire life reading this kind of stuff. And I think that's kind of the world we're in, where any kind of content, there's videos, there's books, there's whatever. Because like every niche is satisfied, so people like read this kind of stuff their whole life, and it really makes their world. Oh, when they get to the ocean, I thought this was really well done. It just really like using these large panels without text. Geez, I need water. It really captures the feeling of like when they finally do arrive at the ocean. I don't even like to see them. They're so thin. It's kind of shocking too because they're wearing so many clothes because it's cold. So when they do like take off their clothes, it's just like ugh. And I say that as a thin guy. Like I think these guys are thin. All right. So ending, yeah. At the end, he includes this letter sent to Cormac McCarthy asking permission to adapt the road. We don't really know when this. I wish they had dated the letter. This is kind of weird. And they also don't know how Cormac McCarthy responded. Maybe he said no, but then he died, and his heirs are like, well, we need the money. Okay, yes. Who knows? Anyways, came out from, I thought it was Dark Horse, Abrams, The Art of Books. And I believe it came out this year. Bill Sinkovic's. His art is pretty abstract like this, so I could see him enjoying this. Yeah. So, anyways, nothing more to say on the road. Sign up for the next episode of Design Lab. I'm looking at other books. I'm going to try and get at least 4 or 5 more videos out this month. So I'm on a roll. Let's keep it going, people. Subscribe and so on. See you there. Bye.